Hello and welcome back to Chasing the Target. We're very sorry for the delay, some technical issues on my end. And we are back to back streams today with cricket and football. So I had to get that sorted. I hope it's a bit better. But thank you so much for joining us. Abu Bakr, stream delay due to bad lighting is more to do with technical issues. But I think I look good in terms of lighting. But let's see. I have me, Mr. Faiz Tahir. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. And अबू बकर हैदराबाद में 10 बजे बोलते 10 तक रहता 10 20 तक रहता मालूम हो रहा ना मुझे
That,
नहीं नहीं बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली थोड़ा टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टीज की वजह से लेट हो
मगर
गया
आपके
खैर
साइड से नहीं था, मेरे ही साइड से था, तो इट्स या
अरे अपन एक है जी अपन एक है यूनिट
no matter where you are, Dubai, Toronto, or Hyderabad, Hyderabadis themselves know how to come late. So it doesn't really matter kahan hai, kidhar hai. Like, even in wherever we are, we always tend to manage to come late. But a big night today. A lot of cricket on hand to discuss. And that's why we came to you a bit later because, a lot of people doing the reviews and stuff. We watched all the games and felt that this is a good time to come on and discuss everything. Fez, the tournament has started. It's a bit weird, like they call it a qualifier round, but it's actually the first round of the tournament. So the second round is when the big teams come in. And another big upset. We had Sri Lanka yesterday, and today West Indies losing. So how surprised were you, man? Two-time champions losing to Scotland.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked. I mean, it looks like the teams that you wouldn't expect usually to perform that well, they've come well prepared. They've also played a fair bit of cricket. Scotland has also been playing a lot of tournaments, and it was a brilliant innings by George Musney. Brilliant batting. I think he paced his innings beautifully. And like I mentioned, I mean, like you said, the first round, it doesn't feel like the tournament has actually started. It feels like, how in school you would go like the kindergartners and then the big children come after the summer break. Like this, it's so broken that, you don't feel like the tournament's started. But performance-wise, the smaller teams have really been outshining the bigger ones, the ones you were expecting, the Alzaris and, Kyle Myers and you just expected them to go guns blazing. But unfortunately for the Windies, it was not sunny on the Caribbean side today.
Yeah, and you mentioned Munsi. I think in the beginning he went all guns blazing. He was attacking in the power play, made full use of it. And then when the rain came in, there was a bit of a break. He came back and he wasn't being able to manage the same boundaries. So what he did was he started rotating the strike, but he made sure he didn't give his wicket away. And those a couple of boundaries in the last couple of overs, especially in the last over against McCoy, I think that gave them that boost to 160, and it was a match-winning score in the end. So I think the way he batted, although he was free-flowing in the beginning, he didn't get bogged down after the rain. He just made sure he didn't give away his wicket, and I think that shows a bit of maturity, because at times when you get off to a start like that, you want to continue to score runs, and if you don't, then you'll just give your wicket away. But he made sure that he put a price on his wicket, and in the end he won his team the match. So I think from that he deserves all the praise in that sense.
Completely agree. And the way he took Alzari to the boundary 3 times in a row, if you saw that over, it was brilliant. And I think he just showed maturity in his batting. There was a lot of experience that was calling from his end and required at that end. And as an opener, if he's giving you that confidence, I think the rest of the lot would really understand what they have to do. If your openers, sort of give you that boost, then the middle order feels sort of secure. So I think that's what he helped them doing. And like you said, that last over for McCloy was what they required to get to over 160. And I didn't even expect them to score 160. Maybe it would be one of those where Windies take everybody out for 45 or something. But they really surprised us, huh?
Yeah, Hassan Vice in the house. He's, I think, he has a message for you. Don't worry, we'll fix the lighting. Don't worry. Just we are.
अरे मेरा सन नहीं रहता, सुबह में मून रहता है, क्या है हसन भाई?
सुबह में नहीं, रात में.
और वो नूर है जी मेरा.
Yeah, we just have to switch around where you said, but that's completely fine. That's what he helped them doing. क्या English है? अरे कुछ भी चलता है. Hassan bhai is the godfather. He's the one who teaches us everything. So we learn slowly.
ऑक्सफोर्ड के जी रुको, ऑक्सफोर्ड के जाते हैं हॉगवर्ट्स के कि ऑक्सफोर्ड के हसन भाई.
Hassan bhai kill the Bucks. But yeah, Fez, big upset. West Indies point of view, I think Myers, he got hit a bit with the new ball with the back. No one managed to score runs, and very disappointing batting performance. I felt they would chase the score easily, but they had big names there: Lewis, Puran, Shamar
Yeah.
Brooks, Myers, all these guys can smash it around, but nobody actually really stepped up to the plate or pressure में यही होता है West Indies के साथ. Either they finish off the game in 15 overs या तो all out हो जाते हैं, and you saw that today.
I mean, in the beginning, you see like Myers and Lewis, they were like steady. I mean, इतना भी problem में नहीं थे, but then eventually after their third wicket, they sort of collapsed. Then Holder sort of tried to hold the fort and थोड़ा बहुत उन्हें करने की कोशिश करा, लेकिन नहीं हुआ फिर उससे भी. I think the pitch really took a turn for the better for the Scots, and I think वो अच्छा हो गया उनके.
Yeah, Hassan Bhai is coming to Dubai. Party is on.
हसन भाई वर्ल्ड कप हैदराबाद में आ रहे हो. हैदराबाद क्या ऑस्ट्रेलिया में आ रहे हो.
Australia World Cup. Hassan Bhai is coming to watch the fight. Yeah, really pumped for that as well. Magar, yeah, I think you got that right in terms of they got off to a good start, West Indies. Magar फिर उसके बाद एकदम से collapse हो गया, and big surprise, man. I just couldn't understand what was happening yesterday, Sri Lanka. But shout out to Mark Watt, man. He bowled superbly today. Was brilliant. Picked up 3 wickets, 12 runs, 4 overs. Outstanding spell. He made it tough for the West Indies, and it just goes to show sorry.
Yeah, even Michael Lesk, like 4 overs, 15 runs and 2 wickets. Zabardast dala उन्हें भी.
And both spinners, man, like both spinners in Australia, in Hobart, which is a smaller ground, right? Dimensions chote Hobart ke compared to the the MCG and stuff. And even then, they made sure that West Indies struggled. And this is a problem with the West Indies. Even in the UAE, we saw that when spin comes on, if there's any purchase for the spinners, they will continue to struggle. They'll give the wicket away. They won't be able to rotate the strike or phir se waisi chuaj. And yeah, hats off to them, both Watt and Lesk. You mentioned both were outstanding. I think West Indies need to bring Carl Hooper back, man. Wow, Carl Hooper. I thought you'd say like Pollard, yeah, Andre Russell, yeah. Carl Hooper तो उसमें चले गए 20 साल पहले की.
The only Carl Hooper needs someone to bring him to West Indies पहले. इतने बुढ़ा हो गया होगा उन्हें. So Carl Hooper साहब को पूरा respect है, लेकिन अब तो बेचारे खबर में पाँव अटके हुए उनके. तो आखिरत के hoops में फिर रहे उन्होंने. तो
But yeah, Fez, if you from Scotland's point of view, Zabardast victory, a lot of confidence going into the thing. And now West Indies, Sri Lanka, both on the brink. Now if they slip up one more game, they're both out of the tournament. Can you imagine, bro?
Yeah, and you both in our previous episodes as well, like Ryan and you, I think you guys had a lot of expectation from Shanaka and Azari. I think that was his bullet to watch out for, but unexpected scenes. Namibia saying Namibia yesterday and today, Scotland, insane. Yeah. I think that's the best thing about cricket, that you can't really expect anyone to be outclassed. On someone's day, they would just bring their best game and sort of take over. And T20 is such a game where it's just about one ball or 1 over. So I mean, brilliant confidence for them.
Yeah, especially T20 cricket, man. Anything can happen. Upsets will happen. We've already seen 2 back-to-back. And Hassan Bhai is saying, I like the Scotland opening batsman. Insane timing and very aggressive on the onside, like every left-hander. Yeah, and he's played in T20 leagues around the world. I saw him live in Toronto as well. Over there, he was opening the batting for the Brampton Wolves, and he was outstanding. He made the use of the power play. His strike rate is above 150 there. I know the grounds were smaller, but today in Australia, we saw that, like Hassan Bhai mentioned, his timing was outstanding and very good through the offside, very severe. He has a good cut shot on him. He can play on the leg side. He can pull the ball, and I think he'll continue to perform like this. The main thing about him is that he can adapt. He'll like I mentioned today, when the bowling is good, when it is difficult to get the boundaries, he'll make sure he'll put a price on his wicket. He'll rotate the strike a bit, and he won't go all guns blazing all the time. He can quickly adapt, and credit to him over there. He was my player to watch out for today, and he was outstanding. But I think that pretty much wraps up this game, Fez. For Scotland, a big win for them, big scalp in the West Indies. West Indies will need to come back strong and very quickly. The other game was Zimbabwe versus Ireland, and my man Sikki Bhai, Sikandar Raza. What a winning.
Raza साहब बहुत सजा दे रहे इंडिया में भी, against India also he was insane. He scored that century and almost took them home. Unfortunately, he got out just before they could, get the victory. But he's been very consistent actually, and he's the only one I probably know properly in the whole Zimbabwean squad. And I think he again 82, and I think he even got a wicket. He managed to take a wicket as well today. So yeah, completely an amazing performance by Raza.
All-round performance. And if you notice his innings, I think 4 or 5 of his sixes were all on the leg side, and I think most of his boundaries, I would say 70%, were in that mid-wicket cow corner
Mid-wicket,
region.
yeah.
And and we always say across the line nahi khelna, across the line nahi khelna. Main unhe across the line nahi khela aaj. And I think anything middle stump, leg stump, unhe uda diya. And yeah, I don't think it's the perfect in terms of high like in terms of technique, because he was playing across the line a lot. But this is T20 cricket. You have to take risks. And if you want to win a game for your team, and Ireland is a very good team, mind you, especially in the minnow countries, they were expected to qualify for the world, for the main stage. But today, the way Sikandar Raza batted, he blew them out of the water. He was outstanding. Hats off to him, the way he batted. For me, man of the match, like you said, he bowled that quicker one as well and picked up a wicket. That was a really good delivery, kind of yorked the batsman. We did mention yesterday, me and Vinay, that this is a neck and neck kind of game. Zimbabwe, Ireland, dono barabar ki teams hai. The last series was 3-2 as well, but today Zimbabwe were the better team. They bowled really well. Shout out to as well Blessing Muzrabani.
Blessing tha, zabardast tha blessing.
Extra bounce mil raha tha. He was getting that extra nip off the wicket. Acha pace aa raha tha. Picked up a couple of wickets in the over as well, and he made sure that the Ireland wouldn't chase this total down. So all round great display.
If you see the entire bowling for Zimbabwe, apart from Luke Jongwi, apart from him, I think everybody else was managed to have a economical rate, and like they didn't give away much runs, like 20, 22. I think that was the average that everybody was giving away, and I think that shows they've really understood what conditions they're coming into and what will help them sort of win the match. Not just the batting that and not just one Raza is going to stand out, but even the bowling department pull their socks up. And Zabardast, if you see their stats, apart from that one Luke, I think everybody else was phenomenal in terms of keeping the runs intact.
Yeah, and captaincy as well. I have to give a shout out to the captain, Craig Irvine, because if you saw Blessing's 2 of his wickets, both there was a slip in, and it was the power play, I think, at that time, but he was attacking. He made sure that they went for wickets. It could have been a risky call, but he backed his bowler. It was Blessing's first over, and he picked up 2 wickets, and the catch was taken at slip both times. So I think very good field placement, aggressive captaincy. They went for the win, and they made sure Ireland had no chance. From Ireland's point of view, I think, again, bowling was an issue. Little was outstanding. Vinay did mention him yesterday as a player to watch out for. He picked up 3 wickets. But, the likes of Mark Eder, Simi Singh, even Garrett Delaney, who has experience, they all got hit. Bowled a bit too much to the pads to Sikandar Raza, and that's his strength. So all his boundaries were coming on the leg side. He hit a couple of shots on the offside and straight as well. I think 2 boundaries there, but the rest were all leg side. If you're going to bowl towards the pads, he's going to punish you. And they should have, I think, bowled it even wider. They got a bit, what happens ki like leg side or a leg side ka player hai, thoda off stump mein, and then the guy hits an off stump shot, right? Then as a bowler, you lose your plan.
Surprise. You're taking my surprise. Yeah, exactly.
But I think if the majority of the shots both side are in, then you need to stick to that outside off stump plan. Let him go against his comfortableness, right? In that.
Like you said, rightfully, if you know that a person is going to go across the line every day, just bowl that outside off stump and sort of pester him into giving up a catch, so that since that's not his everyday kind of shot or forte of going on the offside, and rather he plays across the line, maybe you'll get an edge. You bowl consistently on the deck and towards the offer line, you can obviously get a snick, and you have a caught behind or a snick and edge, and you have an easy catch in your hand. So I think that was something that Ireland needs to improve on, probably get that right for the next game. And obviously the middle order, if we talk about Ireland middle order also, there was some kind of resistance from them, some kind of a comeback, but unfortunately then towards the end also their tail managed to get like 20 odd runs, I think, with McCarthy or someone. I think he was the one who was kind of holding the fort together, but then they just lost the entire
McCarthy with a 22 of 16. Garrett Delaney got a few runs. Curtis Camber got a few runs. Dockrell as well. But if you look at the strike rates, all were like 115, 120, so in that range. And when you're chasing 160, you need a bit more than that. You need a 140 type strike rate. And the difference was, in the power play, both bowling teams dominated, but the difference was Sikandar Raza. He counter-attacked really well, and Ireland didn't have that batsman to come in and score the runs, because they depend also on their top order a lot. Paul Sterling, Balbrin, the captain, and then Harry Tector. These 3 batsmen, that's where they expect the runs to come from. And when they got out, it was always going to be an uphill task. And shout out to Sikandar Raza, our man of the match and the man of the match of the game itself. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Again, big win for Zimbabwe. They're looking much better now. It's been a tough few years. What tough, like 10, 15 years for them. Magar ab
Yeah,
aa
I
rahe hain
mean,
thoda thoda, right?
yeah, I think I think what I figured out with Zimbabwe was like there's now more looking like a team, more like a pact. I think there's no like sort of differential in terms of the experience as well. I think apart from Craig Irvin, there's no one else that experienced.
Yeah.
And the team looks more young and more energetic, ready to start winning things and sort of going guns blazing rather than have that sort of a difference in terms of age where we had like back in the day. So yeah, they look good, and I like how the table has been set. I mean, the teams that are aligned with each other, I think like Sri Lanka, Ireland, Zimbabwe, these things they're like sort of in the same kind of a range. So I think it's
That makes
more
it
interesting to
exciting.
watch it. Yeah, more
Yeah.
interesting to watch these kind of matches, and rather than have some Australia play Zimbabwe, and where I mean eventually we're going to get there, but let them sort of have a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
if you
that's
had
what.
like these teams play like India, Australia, England, all these teams, then it would be less competitive. I think because they're playing each other, knocking each other out, it's competitive cricket, and I think that's an excellent point. And look at these games in the last the last 2 days, we've had some exciting cricket, some good batting, good bowling, some exciting cricket, and I think hopefully we'll get some more going into that round. And this format is as such as well. थोड़ा सा फर्क रहता है teams में, but you don't know who the winner is going to be. I honestly thought
Yeah.
Ireland and West Indies will win today, मगर उल्टा हो गया, right? And
Yeah,
it is what it is.
if you come overconfident and underprepared, I think these two things are going to be the key. I mean, if you overconfident, you're going to be it's like just an Ireland or just like a Windies, or just like for example, like the Windies must have taken them lightly, and like Ireland must have taken Zimbabwe lightly. So they must have been overconfident, underprepared in terms of the conditions and not studying your opponent properly. I think that's where they're sort of lacking.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Both games today, we've discussed it, and hopefully, when you guys, whoever is tuning in and whoever tunes in after, comment with what you thought about the games, and make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're a new channel, so all
Yes.
help will be much
We
appreciated.
appreciate it.
And tomorrow we have Namibia, Netherlands, Sri Lanka, UAE. Again, Namibia, plenty of confidence. Netherlands also coming off a win, even though it was close
Yeah.
in the end against the UAE. And then Sri Lanka playing the UAE. Sri Lanka
UAE.
will definitely need to come back very strong. I don't think they can take UAE lightly because UAE did make a comeback against Netherlands. So watch out for
Yeah,
Junaid
and
Singh.
UAE actually had very good bowling in that match as well. I mean, I think even Netherlands, like sort of looking at the target, they felt like it's going to be an easy win. But Junaid, like you mentioned, Junaid really came and tipped 3 wickets and sort of changed the. And in the middle of it, I forgot the name of that bowler, who was a little shorter in height, but I forgot his name. He managed to take a wicket and sort of change the dynamic of the game. I think this is the best thing about cricket. You can't sort of sleep on the job. You need to be on your toes, and that's what Netherlands sort of did at the end. But experience, I think, sort of helped them in towards the end, where they could manage to sort of get past.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm looking forward to we say now, like he had a quieter game, but he still picked up a couple wickets. I think he might do something big tomorrow. We say is a type of player who's actually improved maybe a cricket a lot. Even JJ Smuts, he's played for South Africa and he's also improved the team. But I'm really looking forward to Visa. I think this is his kind of game because again, against Netherlands, it's not going to be too easy. Netherlands also coming off a win. So maybe a big player like that will try to get them through the line. Whoever wins this will give them, I think, 1 foot into that next round, or probably seal it for them, depending on other results. So really looking for that from Sri Lanka's point of view. Hopefully that opening batsman can adjust to that extra bounce. Rajapaksa needs to come to the party, and then from their bowlers, you need the spinners Hasaranga, Tiksana, but also because you saw how they bowled today, Scotland. The spinners do have a role, so we didn't see too much of it in the last game, and I felt they leaked too many runs in the death overs. So a lot of pressure for Sri Lanka there. They have to be a bit different. I think they bowled too many slower balls. They're still bowling the UAE kind of line and length, which Don mentioned. They have to try to hit the deck a bit in the death overs.
Yeah, harder. Yeah.
Speaking of death overs, let's talk about the warm-up games. India versus Australia. I was, I was just wondering the whole time, why isn't Shami bowling? Why isn't Shami bowling? Why isn't Shami bowling? He gets the 20th over. They need to defend 11 runs. He picks up 4 wickets in what gives just 4 runs. It was a team hat. He picked up 3 wickets and 1 run out. So the team picked up 4 wickets. And what a spell of bowling! What an over! He nailed.
I think he just I think he just shut us all up by saying that,
But
I'm
to be
here.
fair, you guys always believed in him. Me, I was still a bit tentative. Look, I wanted Shami in the team, no doubt, but I just was a bit tentative in the sense that I don't know how much pressure, preparation he has. But today he showed he's such a class bowler, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're always going to be skeptical about someone who's going to come into the team after an injury. But like I've been saying, or like Ryan and everybody, I think just because that experience factor, played in, and I think he's very good in Australia as well with the ball. And but the funniest thing is, like you mentioned, no over was given to him. Direct injury के बाद first over आपका last over है of the innings where you have to defend 11. Though it's a warm up game, obviously आप लोग आपको देख रहे, people are looking at you, and this is going to sort of be the criteria on which you're going to be selected in the actual first round of games. So I think
Yeah.
hats off to him. An amazing kind of job he's done. 3 wickets, and like you said, the run out, brilliant stuff.
And the way he got those wickets, of course, one was a spectacular catch from Virat Kohli, one-handed,
Wow.
outstanding
Yeah.
catch there. But the other two deliveries, he nailed those Yorkers, and it just made you so happy because India was lacking that in the Asia Cup and even in the other games in the bilaterals against Australia and South Africa. They were lacking proper depth bowling, and he's shown he can nail the Yorkers. He has the pace and he has the accuracy. And also, you have to applaud that he only bowled one over in this game. Yes, it's a warm up game, but you have to know also that Shami has got COVID. He's recovering from that. I mean, he's not positive anymore, but it takes your body time to recover from COVID. And for him to bowl like that against Australia in Australia, credit to him. Still, what do you think? Do you think Rohit Sharma, because he was still only bowled in one over, so do you think Rohit Sharma has him in mind for that Pakistan game, or will I think we still need to see that New Zealand match because I don't know, one over he's still undercooked. No matter how well he bowled, he's still undercooked because it showed to me that Rohit Sharma is trying to ease him in, and he's not looking to play him in that first game. That's what I just felt.
I mean, in terms of an over, yes, it was spectacular. If you want to be extra critical, you could just say that he got the tail out. So they're lesser experienced batsmen. They're not proper batsmen. I mean, we could argue that point. Like, chalo, he took Inglis, he took Richardson, and I think he took Cummins. So I think that you could call him the end tailku. He just collapsed it, and given his experience and tenuity, I think he's supposedly to do that. Uh, but also, you can't take away the fact that he did that in just one over in the entirety of the game.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Coming
not.
back to coming back to your point of whether he's going to be in the Pakistan, New Zealand will determine that because if you look at the other bowlers, Arshdeep didn't perform that well. Bhuvaneshwar actually performed very well, 3 overs, 20 runs, I think, something on like that. He's given. He was bang on, point. Harshal again, he didn't have a very good game, as well as Hardik Pandya. He didn't. So I think he's right now in one of the better prospects of getting into the team rather than these guys who've been playing regularly. But New Zealand will be another test, and where New Zealand is coming from based on today, I think that again will be another test because they would also want to, ravish certain confidence from the next warm up match that they'll be having.
Yeah, Pandya got the second or third over. He got tonked. Harshal Patel first overs got smashed, but he bowled the penultimate over really, really well because I
Yeah.
think they needed 16 of 2 overs, and he gave just 5 runs in that over.
5 runs,
So
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that will give India a lot of confidence because the thing is, Harshal Patel provides you with the bat. If you play Arshdeep, Shami, and Bhuvneshwar and Chahal, आपकी tail बहुत लंबी होने वाली है. So if you're gonna play Shami, you might have to go either to drop Arshdeep or you have to drop Chahal. Bring in Ashwin or Harshal Patel. One of these two have to play because otherwise your tail will become too long and it will put pressure on your batters. I know bowlers win you tournaments, but you have to find that balance somewhere. And Hardik Pandya can offer you that extra 2-3 overs or
Option.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
extra option. I completely agree.
So yeah.
I mean, so in terms of like KL Rahul also played some fantastic shots, so I'm very critical about him, and I know I really haven't spoken very well of
Exactly,
him, but like,
he listened to Ryan, who's talked to him about, why don't they give him instructions? He had specific instructions today. He smashed
yeah,
off the ball.
one six that he smacked on the leg side, like beautiful shot in the beginning. I think beginning overs में हमारा first over में तो boundary मारा, so he looked very confident. He looked like what he had to do. He knew what he had to do. But again, it's just a warm up match. I really hope that he continues to perform and proves us all wrong, or proves me and Ryan or someone else wrong. But yeah, for a start today, KL Rahul was brilliant. Rohit Sharma, unfortunately, again just gave away his wicket. Like I don't think that shot was actually needed. Virat Kohli looked good. He smacked a nice six as well, but
Beautiful shot.
unfortunately, yeah, beautiful shot and again catch. Yeah. But then the main man, Sky, man, wow, again, what an innings. This guy is like sort of he just knows like the maturity that he's showing, man. It's amazing to see that at such a quick, sort of session, he's able to grasp, himself. He has experience, obviously, but the short selection, short timing, beautiful, beautiful. Just a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, लोग हम पूछते रहते स्काई इतना देर क्यों आया क्रिकेट को and all that. He's what 31, 32 now. The reason is
32, yeah.
consistency. Like he had the shots, but उन्हें विकेट बहुत फेंकता था. Even IPL में KKR में अगर if you remember उन्हें विकेट बहुत फेंकता था. फिर there was a huge, big consistent period in Mumbai Indians where he's performing for 2-3 seasons, and that's what it caught everyone's eye. And even when he played for India in the beginning, अगर last World Cup उठा लो, he didn't manage to score runs. But now he's coming into his own, and he's always a pleasure to watch in terms of shots. But now he's getting that consistency. He's not giving his wicket away. और जैसा आप बोले like 360 प्लेयर है उसको हर बॉल के लिए 2-3 शॉट है. He has 2-3 shots for every single delivery, and he's making sure he puts a price on his wicket now. He's not just giving it away, and he's being a bit more careful. But when he's in full flow, man, I don't think there's anyone in the world who's as good right now. He's the most entertaining batsman to watch. Look who's in the house, baby. क्या है कहाँ है चिचा क्या है? What the hell is that, bro? He's mixing with Hyderabadi, bro. Vinay. Kya haal hai, chicha? Sorry, can you still hear me, Fez? I think I lost you. I think there's a technical glitch here. Let me know if you can hear me or Fez. I don't know which you can hear. But Vinay, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Did you watch the warm-up game? How exciting was that? Yeah, I'm talking about you. Can you hear me, Vinay? Which one can you hear? Hello, check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. 1 1 1 1 2 3. Yeah, I think Fez got stuck. Fez, if you can just refresh, that would be great. But Vinay Singh, King on fire. Yeah, you can hear me. King on fire. Virat Kohli, man, insane fielding today, outstanding. Kya catch pakda ustad, one-handed like that, outstanding, and then that run out one-handed again, direct hit. He changed the game in the field. Definitely, he changed the game and gave India that chance. And then Shami bowled that outstanding over. Fast, can you hear me, bruv?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but I think something just messed up my.
You don't need to apologize. We're all having technical issues today. Vinay mentioned King on fire today. क्या catch पकड़ा उसका एक हाथ और फिर वो run out. Can you please
कैसा दिखा मालूम? कैच को ऐसा बॉल फेंकता अपन लाइट लेके कुछ खा लेते पकड़ते थे वैसा दिखा. He was like he just knew that it's gonna stick to his hand and it was like पीछे बाउंड्री है अब लाइट कैजुअल लेके पकड़ा ऐसा दिख रहा. Brilliant, and he was looking like he would be able to score a 50 or something, but unfortunately, he got out. But King looked enthusiastic. Yeah, वही हो गया वो repeated dose हो जा रहा मसला वो इंडिया का short ball का मसला. But I still feel like he's gonna have a good tournament based on the way, like whenever I said he was on fire and he looked enthusiastic throughout the game. He didn't look like shy of energy, but yeah, it's going to be very important for him to really perform.
Yeah, I think for India, the biggest, the two biggest positives, of course, Mohammad Shami, outstanding. मैं कब से बोल रहा हूँ उसको खिलाया रो एशिया कप में खिलाओ ये खिलाओ वो खिलाओ. I know he had COVID in between, but that was one big positive. And KL Rahul, I think Vinay just mentions it right now. Rahul finally gave that aggressive start. I know it's a warm-up game, but that's the intent you need. And I think he was just playing his way into form. Again, KL Rahul, outside of the IPL, he doesn't play too many matches. He's injured all the time. So I think that it took him time to get into the zone. And now after those two bilaterals, he did get a few runs, maybe are not on the strike rate that you wanted, मगर 50-60 बन रहे थे उसके.
Yeah, I think उसमें भी problem नहीं था because I mean given the context of the game तो warm up था. I think उन्हें भी थोड़ा सोचा होगा कि let me sort of adapt to these conditions first. But जो shots खेल रहा था उन्हें भाई incredible shots थे. ऐसा लगा कि he's been playing since a long time in Australia and he's just like आ जान दो कोई भी आज मैं देख लेता हूँ. रोहित शर्मा थे थोड़े expectations थे मेरे को and but I don't know why he just message दे दिया लाइट लेके. But I really hope he also pulls up his sock because आगे का न्यूजीलैंड है. न्यूजीलैंड के बाद मेन लोग आए.
और भाई वहाँ पे बारिश का भी सीन है. किसी को वहाँ पे जाके रखो यार एमसीजी के बाहर पे. we need some reporters to tell us about the weather. नहीं तो खुद जाना पड़ेगा एमसीजी. थोड़े पैसे इकट्ठे करो.
आपको if you remember एक ऐड आता था बचपन में, रेन स्टॉप्स द प्लेन, बच्चे जाके तौलियों से पूरा pitch साफ करते हैं, and then they sort of dry down the pitch and bring back the towels. I think वो करना पड़ेगा जाके अपने को.
मैं खुद करता, कनाडा में हम लोग खुद करते थे, बिकॉज़ कनाडा में क्या है, बारिश होती फिर एकदम से क्लियर हो जाती, धूप आ जाती, तो we've done it a few times, we've taken towels onto the pitch and we've scrubbed it, but yeah, बारिश का दिख रहा उस्ताद, I don't know कितने ओवर्स होने वाले हैं. ट्रंकेटेड गेम, अगर रिजल्ट भी अगर आया तो वो मजा नहीं आता. You remember कोलकाता में 2016 World Cup, that game no one really remembers it, bro, apart from Virat Kohli scored a 50, but you don't really remember that game. So I feel bad for the people जो इतना महंगे फ्लाइट टिकट लेके गए वहां पे.
वही समझ में नहीं आता है, like why don't they just assess the weather situation and sort of उसके हिसाब से प्लान करो यार. कभी आईसीसी को लगा समझ में ये बिड़ा डाल के छोड़ देते. But weather wise, hopefully we have a good tournament, and
you know what's so unfortunate? It's so unfortunate when you have places, the tournament where there's no rain, the pitches mess up, like the UAE, right? But if you when you have it in conditions where the bat and ball, you're interested, there's not much dew. Australia, England, amazing places to play cricket, but forecast is a big issue and it becomes so frustrating. Interesting stuff was Ashwin getting the nod over Harshal on batting. Is that any indication? This is exactly what I was telling Fez just before this, Vinay, was because if they're going to play Shami, they're going to be a batsman short, because so they'll have to either play Harshal Patel or they will have to play Ashwin. So either Chahal or Ashdeep will have to sit out, because you need that extra hitter towards the end. You need the extra batsman, like a bowler who can bat, basically. Otherwise your tail बहुत लंबा हो जाता. You have Shami, imagine Shami, Chahal, Bhuvi and Arshdeep. That's four players who are not going to be able to provide you runs. Although Shami has a 50, and Lords, that disrespect by me, I shouldn't be saying that. उन्हें वहाँ पे फोड़ के रख दिया था. But in general, like, he'll swing and a miss. Someone like Ashwin or Harshal Patel can give you more consistent runs, and I think that's why that indication was there. Ashwin did hit a 6 off his first delivery today, so that will give him confidence. But yeah, I personally would play Chahal. I need a leg spinner in my team. I need Arshdeep in my team. I would probably take the risk of going all bowlers, but I don't think Rohit Sharma wants to go that way. Just from what I felt today, I think they want that extra batter who bowls, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it could also just be sort of an experiment, maybe, given that it's a warm-up match. Maybe not just an indication. Maybe it could be just a indication that, hey, we can have this option also, and we'll see what's best for the team. Ashwin does have experience, but honestly, like you said, even I would go with Chahal, because leg spin always is better, and we already have like other options that we could play. So 3 spinners would be, I think, again, like Vinay by saying 3 spinner would be a gamble.
I wouldn't play 3 spinners. I know you have big rounds, Vinay, but the thing is, like, batsmen will also get used to the pace you're bowling at, because all 3 will be spinners, and they'll understand कि wait करके मारना है या जो भी extra power लगाना है लगा लेते हैं उन लोग. If you have 2 spinners, unless your third spinner is a Maxwell or a Huda or a Chachu in Pakistan, like basically part-timer, then you can bowl them 1 over or 2 in the power play or jo bhi hai karke you can finish it up. But if you're going to play 3 full-fledged spinners, I think it'll be a big risk initially. As the tournament progresses, the wickets slow down a bit. There's a potential there, but again, I would rather play that part-time spinner rather than a full-time third spinner. I think you have to go with your faster bowlers. You have to back them. And we've seen also in the qualifying games that extra pace, the bounce is there, and you have to exploit that. And that's what Sri Lanka will need to do tomorrow. They can't just rely on, change of pace, over ball cutters. They'll have to hit the deck a bit and cause problems to the UAE batsmen. Batsmen had to fetch for their shots. Yeah, they did. I think Chahal, the first delivery. There was one. He got the wicket, but there was one delivery he bowled. He looped. One he dropped. He looped it really slow, and it was a cotton ball chance. So yeah, there is, if you take off pace, there is potential to get wickets. But I would just stick to your 2 spinners. That's what I would do. Reverse sweeps, and sweeps had to be very effective. Yeah, square the wicket. If you saw Sikandar Azhar, what I tell you, Vinay, yesterday, bro, my boy, Siku, man, he played those leg side shots. He wouldn't play sweeps, but he was hitting that cow corner, man, slogging shots with Joe mid wicket.
Yeah, and he's got like good power on him as well. Sikandar's got he doesn't look that strong, but he's got a Pathan kind of a power inside him.
Yeah,
and, I think 5 6 and 5 4s, like that's brilliant.
And yeah, that's what you'll have to do. And also one thing that I noticed today, particularly in that Zimbabwe game, was that longer and longer, both wide the. They weren't as narrow. Maybe that could be because of the way the dimensions were as well. But yeah, it was kind of strange that because I saw quite a few boundaries went straight down the ground, and there wasn't too much power on it, but the fielder was too wide for it to come and cut it off. So that's something interesting. That was something that I noticed. But yeah, for speaking of that India game, a lot of confidence. Surya Kumar, KL Rahul, Mohammad Shami, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar. I think fair enough. These four are your
but
positives.
main man was Skyman. Skyman.
Yeah, Sky for sure. You'll want more from Rohit Sharma. You want more from Virat Kohli, from Arshdeep, Harshal Patel. This is you want them to step up, but it looks good for India.
Yeah,
like
I think the next warm up will be a potential kind of a selection kind of a game. You know how we have at schools and stuff where you selection on a notice board पे लगने वाला है. I think वो वाला match रहेगा next warm up match just to see if everybody's ready mentally for the tournament. आज थोड़ा a lot of people lagged, but I think like you said, first the sort of decision on the tail, how many bowlers to pick and how many batsmen. But I think the next match will be crucial for all the players.
Yeah, and I think again warm-up game, I would take it with a pinch of salt. India दोनों warm-up games में फोड़ दिए थे last year in the UAE. They beat I think England and I think it was Australia, but they won both their warm-up games, and they came and they failed in the first stage of the tournament. The second stage they lost in the group stages to New Zealand and Pakistan. So I would take it with a pinch of salt in that sense, but at least it'll give you confidence, right? At least you'll have that key, like looking at Shami's fitness, the way Rahul is playing, it'll give you confidence, and it will give them that self-belief कि भाई हम ऐसा भी खेल सकते हैं, aggressive cricket खेल सकते हैं, we can defend a total as well, we can defend 10 runs in the last over. That will play at the back of your mind. So any victory is always good for a team.
Welcome. Exactly. I mean, वही confidence booster होगा which they'll have to carry till the Pakistan game. But I think it shouldn't just be about winning and leaving it. I think it's supposed to be immediately learning from the mistakes made in that match rather than focusing on the good points. I think they need to really focus on the conditions and where they were lacking in terms of fielding or somewhere that they. So it should be a learning lesson rather than it should be a confidence booster, but also a learning lesson at the same time. So that there should be no mistake going forward in the tournament, which would cost us.
Yeah, 100%. When I think MCG and Brisbane are completely different grounds, so it won't be the same. Of course, it won't be the same, but India has played in the MCG. They've played all over in Australia. They'll know what the conditions are, the dimensions are. They'll know from before, and it's just about adjusting quickly in that game. Again, one thing that is similar is the boundaries. The square boundaries in the MCG is pretty big. So you saw KL Rahul clearing that big leg side boundary. It's going to be similar. In the MCG, and the shorter boundaries will be the straight ones. So that's something a bit similar. But yeah, the pitches would be different. The Gab is a bit more extra pacey. MCG a bit more batting friendly. And
short ball देखना पड़ेगा. Short ball देखना पड़ेगा.
Bounce तो रहेगा. They'll have to be a bit careful, and they're going to be up against some serious pace in Shaheen, Naseem, Haris Rauf. So you need your batsmen at the top of their game in that match for sure. But yeah, like I said, warm-up is just to give you that confidence and just try something different, play a different type of shots, do some experimenting, and then go into that into the Pakistan game with a clear mindset ki bhai aisa khelna, this is the strategy, and take it from there. Just match practice, right? Getting into the zone. The other game, Faiz, was Pakistan versus England, and England cruising to victory. In the 15th over, they chased down 160 very easily. Of course, Babar and Rizwan, your boys didn't play, but Shan Masood was the guy who contributed. Hyder Ali looked good in glimpses, but the batting collapsed again. Plenty of run-outs. Asif Ali got bounced as well. Got run out. That was
they just look very uncoordinated for some reason. Though they're playing a lot of cricket, they just look very uncoordinated and unprepared. Just look like they didn't take this seriously, or like they didn't come with a game plan. I think
it also shows they're too dependent on Babar and Rizwan, right? Like अगर उन लोग खेलते तो 20-25 रन थोड़ा ज़्यादा तो मिलता था, and that will be definitely something.
But your boy Ben came back and performed, huh? Your boy Ben came and sort of.
Ben Stokes, I was a bit upset the way he got out, man. He khadak shot and straight to the fielder. I was very upset with that. He was looking so good. And bro, Livingston, this is what I was telling Vinay. Like I don't know who to drop in that team. एक जो छक्का मारा भाई पूरा ground के बाद. Brisbane, bro, at the gap, he cleared the gap.
He cleared it that was just next level. That shot was like
mode, man.
अपने को पड़ा तो वहीं बॉल छोड़ के घर चले आते आते थे. I think.
भाई पूरा उन्हें क्या बिरयानी खाया क्या I don't know what but क्या clear करा वो, and that just one shot itself. I know again Harry Brook played amazing as well, 40 odd, very good strike rate, so you
24
can't drop him
balls
easily.
में he
Yeah. I just don't know किसको
जबरदस्त
drop
खेला.
करेंगे ये team.
But even like Karan, like you've been like most of our boys have been like skeptical if he's going to play Sam, or Sam's going to play or not. But Sam also performed pretty well, 33 Maron, I think fair, sort of contribution in that partnership with Brooks. So I mean, acha, it's like everybody's fighting for the spot in England, and on the other hand, where Pakistan was supposed to एक over Dhaka, I think, right, Lanka. So I think it doesn't
Yeah.
really make a difference because 14th over या 15th over में खत्म कर दिए थे.
खत्म कर
Just a
देते.
very but Shine did bowl 2 overs, bro, and he gave 7 runs away. So that is a sort of a sign of
Shine is
steadiness, and I
coming
think
back, bro. Shine
picture one ball के आ रहा पीछे Puma कैसे.
It's interesting that both Shaheen and Shami didn't finish their quota, so they're slowly getting into it. And even though Shaheen bowled that extra over, but he looked good in that again with the power play with the new ball. He was getting the ball
Wing.
ball to swing, someone like Hales was struggling. It wasn't easy. Even Salt couldn't get him away. It took them a bit of time. So if he's coming back from injury like that and still causing problems for the batsmen, plenty of good signs for Pakistan, because England didn't have too much pressure in this game. They were playing free flowing, but they'd have to respect Shaheen in that situation. Let's see how it goes आगे जाके tournament में.
I think, I mean, for Pakistan, if they're getting 160 without Rizwan and Babar, that is also a good sign of like sometimes a kind of a good sign because Babar,
contributing a bit,
like and that shows like with Babar probably you could add Babar and Rizwan, you could add another 35 to 40 runs, which that takes you to 200. So the mighty 200 for a Pakistani bowling attack is a very good.
It's a very good score. That's one thing. If Pakistan can get above par score, if they can get like a 190 or like that, they will definitely be able to put extra pressure on the opposition and really put them under the pump and win a game. They can defend if they have some runs on the board. Again, also pitch के ऊपर depend होता है, right? अगर like अच्छी batting pitch है, वो extra pace सूद दे सकते हैं. Like you can also.
Yeah, ball अगर bat पे आ रहा तो खत्म है. फिर बाबर रिजवान को तो रुकना भी मुश्किल है in that aspect.
Yeah, 100%. मैं देख रहा था ये Vinay was talking about the New Zealand game, got 99 all out. I couldn't find it, bro.
Yeah, that's the 98, the warm-up match versus South Africa. South Africa won that match by 9 wickets.
Yeah, there you go. 19. I found it now. I completely forgot about this game, bro. There's so many matches going on, but that's shocking, man. South Africa, bro. That's my team.
Yeah. South Africa, they really surprised today, and I think a lot of people that you guys been saying like Maharaj really performed amazing. 3 wickets liya shayad unhe kuch. He performed amazing. Like I think you or Ryan, who was the one who was backing him up heavily during the tournament.
Yeah, Ryan was saying Maharaj is someone that to look forward to. And South Africa, man, the bowling is strong, man. That's outstanding. And मैं वही बोल रहा था कि इंडिया में जो हो रहा था light low, don't take that too seriously. So Australian conditions में इन लोग अलग रहते हैं, beasts रहते हैं, like Rabada, Nokie. Even if Ngidi gets a chance, Wayne Parnell, these guys will definitely cause problems for opposition batsmen. You don't want to be playing these bowlers, man. Especially if there is something in the pitch for the opposition, it's going to be difficult. Outstanding performance from New Zealand. Again, they're a ICC tournament team. They will come back. It's a warm-up game. It's okay. Don't worry. They will come back strong.
And I think even for them, even for their team, I think Conway and I think Bolt and someone else didn't play. I mean, their team wasn't completely 100%. I think they just wanted to check their team in terms of different avenues. They wanted to check whether they're going to be able to sort of experiment in this kind of warm-up, but that backfired clearly. South Africa really sort of gave it to them nicely, and I think Riley Russo played phenomenal innings. I think उसका जो तरीका से उन्हें पेश करा innings, जिस तरह से shot मारा, he looked too good.
Yeah, when I think Rabada only bowled 1 over, he's too busy making reels. They have to wrap him in cotton wool. में कितना bowling कर रहा है, like India में भी he bowled so many overs, 50 over भी खेला. I think it's okay. Like 1 over, even Shami bowled an over. I know they're coming from injury, him and Shaheen, but like Rabada needs a bit of rest, man. It's fine. 1 over both. Bangladesh also 98 all out against Afghanistan, who made 160. And man, Afghanistan. We mentioned Faiz is clean,
baby. गुरबाज भाई 26 मार दे, 20 मारने, लेकिन एक बाउंड्री नहीं मारे यार.
भाई नबी को देखे 41 runs 17 बॉल में भाई, the Mr. President, outstanding captain leading from the front, bro. Excellent batting by him. Bangladesh getting smashed साकिब भाई 4 ओवर में 46 दे दिए, 2 विकेट लिए, मगर पिड़िया रे थोड़ा सा,
2 विकेट लिए, 2 विकेट लिया, 2 विकेट तोड़ दिए.
बट ऑल्सो हमारा बॉय भाई, एक्सपेंसिव इकोनॉमी 10.5, मगर 3 विकेट्स, फजल हक फरूकी सनराइजर ब्रो पिकिंग अप 3 विकेट्स. आई थिंक दैट्स will give him a lot of confidence. बेचारे को 2 छक्के भी पड़ गए थे, याद है, in the Asia Cup against what's his name, Naseem Shah. So he's coming back strong. He has talent. He brings that left arm angle. He has good pace on him. He can swing the ball in the power play. And nice to see him pick up a few wickets and really get that confidence coming back, because I know it can be difficult after you get hit like that. Farid Ahmed is also a lefty who's very effective. He picked up a couple of wickets. Mujibur Rahman, economy check karo bhai, 3 overs 5 runs 1 wicket. आपका मैथ कितना अच्छा है, क्या economy रहता है वो? 3
overs 5 runs 1.6 होगा कुछ. विजर्ड है जी, विजर्ड ऑफ वेबरली पेस है.
1.66 और ये बोलो फिर 3 overs 4 runs 0 wickets. नहीं, चेक मत करो, बोलो कितना इकोनॉमी रहता है वो.
इसका कम ही होगा, 0.3 कम होगा. एक रन कम है ना यार, एक रन कम है ना यार. इतना तो नहीं. 1.3 होगा.
0.3 एग्जैक्ट.
भाई विजर्ड है वरुण.
हाँ
या विजर्ड हूं मैं, विजर्ड Harry.
Yeah, Kais Ahmed. Actually, I was watching one of the games with the Afghanistan-Pakistan game. I was watching it next to him. He was just a couple seats next to me in Sharjah. So I was asking him, why aren't you playing and everything? But he's like, "Nahi, ab inshallah, aunga dua karo and stuff." And he's back in the team, so it's good to see him there. He's a very good spinner as well, very talented. Good to see him there. And Mr. President also, all-round performance, 3 overs, 11 runs, 1 wicket.
Mr. President has a good, Mr. President is actually very sorted and reserved. अच्छा रहता, like I like the way he sort of keeps his temperament on the pitch. अच्छा है, he doesn't get worked up, थोड़ा बहुत ठंडा जो भी है देख लेंगे भाई, मसला नहीं है. तो अच्छा attitude है for a captain to keep. राशिद भाई जरा कुछ नहीं करे यार, राशिद भाई को डे ऑफ दे.
राशिद भाई नहीं खेले आज. बॉलिंग भी नहीं मिली राशिद भाई को, बैटिंग भी नहीं मिली राशिद. आई
थिंक पूरे लोग ये सोच लेके रखे कि वार्म अप में उन लोगों के बेस्ट प्लेयरों को लाइट ले लो, जैसे रबाडा भी 1 ओवर डाला, शमी तो खैर for other reasons maybe, but like most of them just thought like let's give you guys a day off, यहाँ पे जाके शॉपिंग कर लो या जैसे बिने भाई रील्स बना लो. I think वो थोड़ा बहुत होगा फैक्टर जो just sort of give your best players a day off, and so that they could just chill before the tournament.
Yeah, Rashid Khan was also making reels recently, but yeah.
West Indies की पूरी टीम बना रही थी एयरपोर्ट पे से यार. काला चश्मा लगा के, अब काले चश्मा ही छोड़ गया खान, मैच में काला चश्मा लगा लिए.
Yeah, they did some deals as well. Talking about Kais Ahmed, yeah, he bowled that bouncer to Russell, a very quick delivery, bro. I still remember that. It reminded me of Shahid Afridi. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up. Plenty of cricket today. Quite a bit of cricket tomorrow. But yeah, Faiz, anything you want to add? Anything you would like to add? Anything you want to ask me? We just still have a few minutes left.
The only thing I'm really hoping for is the tournament to progress as it has been. I mean, बहुत ज़्यादा interesting दिख रहा, but again जैसे तो like अभी तो खाली warm up है, but when we actually get to the live action in terms of the big teams, बहुत ज़्यादा मजा आने वाला है. because अगर warm up में ऐसा ना perform कर रहे तो बड़े स्टेज पे with equal teams जबरदस्त दिखने वाला है. and इंडिया का बस ये दुआ करो विराट भाई थोड़ा नेक्स्ट वार्म अप में अच्छा एक 50 मार लिया तो थोड़ा उन्हें भी सुकून में आ जाते, नहीं तो फिर वही नाच लेते कुछ भी मुंडियां हिला लेते. and he's always up for banter in the Australia. He always sort of has a argumentative kind of temperament in Australia. I'd like to give it back, so I just hope he sort of keeps it, and I hope inshallah KL Rahul stands out and मेरे को गालियां, मतलब मेरे गालियां तो नहीं सुनना, but मेरे को गालियां दे दो in terms of the bat. Yeah. Apart from that, Rashid bhai inshallah play the next warm-up match hopefully.
Yeah, I think Virat Kohli but showed today that that he can impact the game in any way, and he's a big player. And a lot of people say कि youngsters को chance हो and everything like that, but he still has cricket in him, and I think playing a T20 World Cup will definitely.
Vinay bhai asking me मेरा favorite player कौन है? मेरा favorite player देखो भाई ऐसा कोई भी नहीं है अभी at this point of time favorite player. अगर
फेवरेट प्लेयर रिटायर हो गया अभी कमेंट्री में
कौन? रवि शास्त्री.
I know who it is, bro. Irfan Pathan is your favorite player.
Irfan Pathan was once upon a time my favorite bowler. ऑस्ट्रेलिया में जो ने निकाला था देखो वो 2004 December 26. Yeah baby, that was he was one of my favorite bowlers. Favorite player का भी ऐसा सोचा नहीं बैठ गए, but probably it might have been Tendulkar for me as well. सचिन भाई की बात नहीं आती। और हैदराबादी में क्यों अच्छा लगता, what क्या अच्छा लगता है हैदराबादी में, बात करना।
Natural आता. But yeah, I think favorite player wise, right now there's plenty of options. I know that Rashid Khan was a lot of people's favorite player, especially Sunrisers supporters in T20 cricket. A lot of people loved him. A lot of people loved Warner as well. He was also a favorite player. But from India, I think it was always between Virat Kohli. He's been everyone's
No, I think for me
favorite.
it has been Kohli only, yeah, because of the way his temperament is, and actually he's like the Cristiano Ronaldo of cricket, you could say. His temperament and mentality, not fighting, never giving up attitude. I think that's really amazing, and the way he sort of sorted his head out quickly rather than taking a lot of time to come back. Acha, he fought his instincts and sort of went back to the basics, came back stronger, and now look, he looks resilient.
Yeah, 100%. Him and what's it called? Him and Rohit Sharma. I'm just expecting them. I don't know if it's going to be the last T20 World Cup, but it might be. So I just expect them to go all out right now, and hopefully really set this tournament alight and do well for themselves and especially for the team. I'm really looking forward to that. भैया हैदराबादी में बातें करो, ठीक है भाई, हैदराबादी में बातें करेंगे विनय।
हैदराबादी होता है, रोज का रोज बात करने का हो गया है। तो विनय भाई इंशाल्लाह समटाइम, अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैं कल नहीं आ सका स्ट्रीम पे, थोड़ा बहुत मसरूफ था, मैं बिजी था थोड़ा। तो इंशाल्लाह वेरी क्विकली एंड वेरी सूनली, और या बहुत जल्दी इंशाल्लाह अपन एक स्ट्रीम पे मिलेंगे एंड we'll be able to discuss cricket. ज्यादा सवाल ना को पूछो मेरे को ज्यादा क्रिकेट एक जमाने में बहुत आता था।
कितना क्रिकेट देखते हैं भाई, कितना देखते थे क्रिकेट।
मैं और मुस्तफा मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ विनय भाई, मैं मुस्तफा का फोन का बिल हम लोग की वजह से बढ़ता था, because 3 to 4 hours we just be on the phone talking about cricket and stats सब मुंह पर रहते थे। आप सोच रहे हैं कौन है यार ये नूब, कौन है यार वो बैगन, किसको आ रहा है करने कुछ भी, लेकिन एक जमाने में खुद क्रिकेट देखता था। So inshallah, hopefully I'm trying to get back to my roots.
Faiz got distracted with Wayne Rooney and Manchester United. He's also Vinay is an Arsenal fan. You're a United fan, so you guys will get along.
ना थोड़े साल पहले मिलना था विनय भाई, अब मिले तो जरा नजर झुकना पड़ा है लेकिन
but yeah, Faiz, आपका player of the day. If there's so much cricket going on, you can choose from warm-up, you can choose from anywhere. Your player of the day today, star performer of the day.
Star performer. अगर मैं देखा मैच क्या क्या थे वो याद करूँ।
Zimbabwe,
I think I would go for I'm going for Sikandar Raza.
अरे मेरा छीन लिए।
He contributed not only with the bat but also with the ball. So I think all-round performance by that gentleman, and he was the only one who was actually there performing. वरना अगर अपन दूसरे मैचों में देखें, there's वो था warm up का, तो I don't want to give it away because it's just a warm up temperament क्या रहता, but ये actual मैच में बहुत जबरदस्त सिकंदर था।
Yeah, and I'll go with the Vinay's boy Blessing, because Vinay did mention him as one of the picks. Sikandar Raza, I said it, but it was more of an obvious pick. Blessing is someone that not many people know about, and the way he bowled today, he bowled a test match length. He nicked off the batsman at slip, so I think he's definitely for me one of the players of the day today. And I would have given it to Sikandar Raza. I did pick him as the guy who's going to perform today, but also you went him, and I just want to be a bit different. And also we didn't know much about Blessing, right? So good to see him perform like that and really do well for the Zimbabweans. That wraps it up, Faiz. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow, plenty of cricket again. There's a few warm-up games. Then there's the Sri Lanka UAE game and Netherlands versus Namibia. So
Namibia. That's going to be actually a good game to watch.
Yeah, watch out for Vise, man. I'm telling you. Tomorrow, Vise.
Van Beek.
Who was the guy who picked up 3 wickets? I think it was Van something, man. But he's also a player to watch out for.
Van der Merwe था शायद।
Van der Merwe तो वही है RCB में जो खेला। उन्हें ही है Van der Merwe, अभी भी खेल रहा उन्हें। But I think also from Sri Lanka, like a Rajapaksa or a Shanaka, someone will need to step up. And again, Sri Lanka bowl those hard lengths, try to bounce out the opposition and mix it up with, like that. Use that extra pace that you have. Yes. But that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you guys for joining. Vinay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Vinay. Bye.
join us tomorrow. We have Chasing Green Arrows coming up in half an hour, and hopefully you guys can come there and join us. And we will catch you tomorrow. Plenty of cricket action. Really excited about it, and we're getting closer to the start of the second round as well, where the big boys come. In, and the likes of India, Pakistan, Australia, England will come in. So we're just a few days away from that. So stay tuned for the latest content. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like and subscribe, and we will catch you tomorrow. Take care, Faiz bhai. Take care, bruv. Peace out.
Salam.